In these videos, we give you the top video game news of the day. Here are the top stories that will catch your attention. Xbox says PlayStation should just make its own Call of Duty. The modern-day console wars continue, as Microsoft and Sony carry on bickering during the discussions that will ultimately determine whether acquiring Activision would give Microsoft an unfair market advantage. To be fair to Sony, you can't really blame the company for being just a little concerned about Microsoft's plans. If the acquisition goes through, Xbox will own the Call of Duty IP, and despite Xbox boss Phil Spencer reiterating multiple times that the franchise won't be turned into an Xbox exclusive, Sony is not comfortable at all. Previously, Sony stated that it thinks Call of Duty is an essential game, a blockbuster, an AAA-type game that has no rival. With that in mind, I can't imagine that Sony will be particularly happy with Microsoft's recent statement to regulators, in which it suggested PlayStation should just make its own alternative to Call of Duty. As reported by VGC, a new document reveals that Microsoft believes 10 years is plenty of time for Sony to make itself some new rival games. At the Remedy's hearing, the Competition and Markets Authority asked Microsoft if the 10-year duration is sufficient and whether there would be a cliff edge for Sony at the end of this period. The 10-year period is redacted, Microsoft wrote in the document. Microsoft considers that a period of 10 years is sufficient for Sony as a leading publisher and console platform to develop alternatives to Call of Duty. The 10-year term will extend into the next console generation, redacted, it continued. Moreover, the practical effect of the remedy will go beyond the 10-year period, since games downloaded in the final year of the remedy can continue to be played for the lifetime of that console and beyond, with backwards compatibility. Again, it doesn't seem likely that Sony will take this advice. Previously, the company said, Call of Duty is not replicable. Call of Duty is too entrenched for any rival, no matter how well equipped, to catch up. It also specifically called out EA's Battlefield franchise as an example of a series that just cannot keep up with Call of Duty. Ouch. It remains to be seen if Microsoft's buyout of Activision will actually go through. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 release date revealed by Venom actor. It looks like we might finally have a more specific release window for one of the year's most exciting games, all thanks to one of its actors. You have seen the headline. I'm of course talking about Marvel's Spider-Man 2. The PS5 exclusive sequel to the excellent Marvel's Spider-Man has been in the works for some time now, and although we've still only seen a single reveal trailer for it, we're getting closer and closer to finally being able to swing through the streets of New York once more. It sounds like it's going to be worth the wait too. In an interview earlier this year, Peter Parker's in-game actor, Yuri Lowenthal, called the sequel astonishing and massive. Tony Todd, who plays Venom in the game, previously teased that his character is going to have a particularly brutal role. As the Direct reports, it's Todd who's now seemingly revealed just when the game is going to be coming out. Previously, it was confirmed by Insomniac Games that the title is slated for autumn 2023, but the actor has now narrowed that down. It looks like September. Massive publicity coming in August. Commercials start dropping in August, so I'm told, he wrote in a now-deleted tweet. Hold on to your breath. Gonna be necessary. At the time of writing, this hasn't been officially confirmed by Insomniac or Sony, but given that Todd is a huge part of the game, you'd think he'd probably know better than most when it's set to release. It seems like he might have been gently told to be careful about what he's saying too, because in a follow-up tweet containing the best selfie of all time, he wrote, "No more hints about Spider-Man 2, it was all a fever dream. Blame it on jet lag, who knows, I might not even be Venom." For now, take it with a pinch of salt, but hopefully Todd's claims are accurate. The sooner the game releases, the better. He also recently tweeted that he's out of work. Let's hope that he's joking and that he didn't get in too much trouble for the tweet. Hogwarts Legacy has finally been knocked from the top of the sales charts. It's had a very good run, but after remaining in first place on the UK's physical games chart for 5 weeks, Hogwarts Legacy has finally been toppled from its throne. Despite the fact that many gamers and developers have been boycotting Hogwarts Legacy due to its association with Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, who continues to face criticism for making harmful comments about the trans community, the Wizarding World RPG has been selling incredibly well. It took only 2 weeks for it to sell 12 million copies and bring in $850 million in revenue. One analyst recently claimed that that figure has now surpassed $1 billion. In the short time since its release, Hogwarts Legacy has already outsold a number of very popular games. After 5 weeks, it had beaten Elden Ring's lifetime UK sales, and it even managed to top the sales of every Call of Duty game since 2017 in Europe. Now though, after weeks of being the UK's best-selling physical game, its reign at the top is over. As Game Industry reports, for the week ending on 18th of March, Hogwarts Legacy faced a 24% drop in week-on-week sales, moving it down to second place on the chart. In its place is 2K Games' WWE 2K23, which released on 14 March. In his review, Gaming Bible's very own Richard Lee Breslin gave WWE 2K23 a 9 out of 10 and praised the wide array of modes and customization options, as well as the gameplay itself. He wrote, WWE 2K23 might not be perfect, but the series' trajectory continues to evolve into one of the best wrestling video game franchises there ever was, then, now, and forever. Simply put, WWE 2K23 is a must-buy for fans of the squared circle. Official Elden Ring stats reveal deadliest boss with over 300 million kills. Believe it or not, Elden Ring is a rather tricky game. That's kind of its whole deal. Much like the many Soulsborne titles that have come before it, the devs put everything they could into making 2022's Game of the Year winner controller smashingly difficult. As anyone who's conquered the lands between will know, however, overcoming these challenges is what makes the game so rewarding. Elden Ring is now over a year old and has surpassed over 20 million sales worldwide across all platforms. When you consider that the total combined sales of the entire Dark Souls franchise is 27 million, it's getting incredibly close to overtaking the lot, which is huge. When you have so many millions of people playing, it's unsurprising that they'd rack up a lot of in-game deaths between them. And some new official stats published by Bandai Namco have revealed just how much the tarnished warriors out there have been struggling. The stats show that players have collectively died 8.9 billion times for various reasons in Elden Ring. To be exact, 69% of deaths were the result of enemies and hostile NPCs, 15% were down to nasty status effects, like scarlet rot and poison, and 14% were caused by unfortunate falls. A much smaller percent were caused by fellow players. This information sounds pretty interesting to me. I wonder how this will make people feel. You should tell me your opinion on this in the comments section below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content on the regular. Be sure to share with your friends to see their opinions on it as well. And hit the notification bell to be notified when we post.